Hi, welcome to Robyn's Roost. Today I'm going like rogue and doing a crazy card that I was planning as I went along. So bear with me or turn me off if you can't take it. So we're going to end up with two cards today, and I'm going to give you a quick view. Here's what we're going to make. So grab a cup of tea and hold on to your horses. It's a wild one. So you're joining me in an experimentation this morning. So for the baby wipe technique, you're going to take a regular baby wipe and fold it in fourths. And I like to put it inside of a stamp case. This is actually the stamp case that I use to hold my stamp chamois. So it's already kind of icky with ink. Do not leave it in with your stamp chamois. I found out that was a bad idea. So to begin with, I'm going to do two different cards here, and I have cut two pieces of the Whisper White paper with the Scalloped Contours dies, and I love these dies. And we're actually using the Color and Contour stamp set, which matches the dies. It'll cut some of these shapes out for the first one we're doing. So I'm just going to set these off to the side. Now to begin with, I have Mango, Melody, Bumblebee, and Pale Papaya for the first card that we're going to make. And, oops, that's not the one I want. We're just going to squish this into this is going to be our ink pad, into our baby wipes. So you can kind of see where you need to put your ink, because you really don't want to put ink where you're not going to use it. And then we're just going to put a few drops around here. Now it's not going to give you as dark of an image as you would typically see with a regular ink pad, but it's going to give you this multi-hued colors. And this is our Bumblebee. Ooh, it looks dark on here. And here's our Pale Papaya. So pale color on the outside is what I wanted here, dark on the inside. We're just going to ink it up. And I think we'll do two flowers. Oops. Leave a space down in the bottom for a greeting. So you can see it's got kind of like shades of different colors. And then we'll pull in our black. And I tried to figure out how to line these stamps up, but for the life of me, I just have not gotten the hang of it. So I kind of have a mark where it was, but I'm not even trying anymore. So then we have our little green leaf, and this one does not have any fill-in stamp that goes with it. Oops. It's just kind of a artistic leaf, I guess you'd call it. I'm going to put those like that. And then we have this awesome greeting. I just love this greeting. It says, "You're absolutely amazing." I just think that's so cool. There's so often that would be just the perfect greeting for somebody for a thank you card, or just somebody that's maybe feeling down and they really are an amazing person and you want to lift them up. Now I'm coming in with a Bumblebee ink pad, and there's also this cool splatter stamp in this set, and we're just going to splatter a little bit around. And then I am going to just go a little bit off key. I don't know, what do you call it? Rogue? I'm going rogue. Because I want to get a little bit of green in here, and I'm taking a stamp that is not for that. Let's just put a little bit of soft succulent on here. We're just going to do a dot and let it spread. I don't know where I'm going with this. It might not be anything. Okay, we're going to ink that up because I want it very light, but I want to have a little bit of color on these leaves. Now we could do this with a brush maybe or something too, but I happen to have this stamp in front of me. Perfect. That was just the look I was going for. We're just adding a little bit of color to it. And I didn't want it deep. You could do that with your regular ink pad too and stamp off. So now I'm going to set this aside and we'll finish that up in a minute, but I'm going to do the stamping here first. My other card, okay, we've got our other paper. Now my other card that I want to make is going to be using the Sweet Strawberry stamp set. So I have started this one with Cherry Cobbler, Real Red, and Pale Papaya. So I want this to look like a strawberry that's not quite ripe at the top. Let's see, now I did do another card with this one, so let's see if it will give us enough ink. You know, I think I'm going to have to add a little bit more. So a little bit of the cherry. And a couple dots of the red. And then a little bit of our Pale Papaya. Now these are actually, I believe, distinctive stamps, so they're a little bit not as solid. It would maybe work better with a more solid stamp, but you want to have something that's fairly solid for this technique so that it fills in the color. Ooh, I like it. So then we're going to come back and do our outlines. So we have our, I keep running off screen here. Let's see, we have our outline for the berries with the seeds. Stems on here, or yeah, I guess it's stems. And I'm just going to stamp these, fill them in with some Just Jade ink. If you wanted to, you could also do these with the variegated with the baby wipe technique, but they're kind of small, so I thought just a solid stamp would be okay. And then I'm going to add just a couple of leaves off of here. And still get a little bit out of it. I'm not sure. It's going to add just a little bit there. Let's pull in a little bit more ink here. And We have a greeting that goes on the bottom. Happy birthday, you sweet thing. And we're just going to use the edge of this one. Put these flowers in here. This, I think I'm going to grab a cinnamon cider. Just kind of over top of these. They're not lined up very well, but that's okay. They're kind of random. Now let's clean off enough space here that we can put these cards together. So let's bring in some cardstock. So I've got Bumblebee and Soft Succulent for this card, and I chose Evening, Evergreen, and Cherry Cobbler for the strawberries. So let me see, I don't remember what I've got these cut to. This is 3.5 by 4 3/4. And I'm going to, I want to do Kitty Wonkus on here. I'm going to need a little bit more room. I have stuff everywhere. Okay. So I want to do this Kitty Wonkus. And I also want to add some ribbon. Let's try this again. I think we're going to need a glue dot to hold that down. Do you ever fight with your glue dots? Just a quick little tip, tie a string around it and it'll hold that tail down. Someone told me that once and it's like, yay! Okay, we're just going to sneak one down underneath here. Okay. Perfect. And then we're going to adhere this. And like I said, we're going to go Kitty Wonkus on here. And let's just give this a fold. And we're going to Kitty Wonkus this too. Just a little bit. Perfect. There's one last thing. Little gems here. These happen to be champagne, but whatever you have would work. I was going for the kind of the brown yellow look. And let's see if we stick a few of these on here, what it does. It's almost like the stamp set should have had another stamp to fill in the center, but I guess, you know, we're creative. We can find some way. Okay. There. What do you think? So there is our color and contour card. Now let's pull in our strawberries. And I made this a different size just to show you that you can layer these different ways. This one is 3.5 by 4 1/4. And we've got our cranberry base, and we're going to do the same thing basically with this one, but you can see it's just not a little shorter. And because strawberries are kind of let's see if we could do this with this twine. I have never tried to do this bowl with twine, so I'm not sure if it'll work. That was torture. Sorry about that. Okay, so we are going to adhere this kitty wonkus just like we did the other one. Go like this. And like this. Our little glue dot. Just going to stick it onto the knot. And I'm going to put it right where those leaves all come together. And then to finish this one up, I have some of these black, matte black dots. I'm thinking they actually are kind of cool with the strawberry. So we could either put them on the berry like they were seeds, or we can just sprinkle a few around it. I'm thinking sprinkling. So there is that card. So bring in the other one. And here we go. 2 cards using the baby wipe technique for inking up the fill-in stamps. So hope you enjoyed this and got some ideas. Have fun making some cards.